Hello Badgers and Badger fans. I'm here to do a book review from Alison Tieman's book, the Xenospora. Now, I ordered both volumes, and I got 3 books. I got this little War Crimes issue 00. It gives some background and kind of goes through a bit of the story. But this is actually part of the other books, so I'll leave that one aside. This is the first one, War Crimes, and the second one is Physical Contact. Now, this is going to be a review, and it is going to be an honest review. So, no holds barred, and I'm not going to just flower it up because I'm a fan of the honey badgers. Now, Xenospora, War Crimes, the first one, kind of lays out the what's going on. You got a page that tells you about the places and the people, and gives you a little bit of background on what this universe is kind of about. You start off with a spaceship in trouble. Something went wrong. I'm not going to go into spoilers because I want people to read the book and everything. And this is in the past, so it's kind of a flashback. And then you go to present day, or a couple years back to present day, where you get a little exposition. The main character, this lady here, or at least one of the main characters, is working with another species on a certain project. And they are on a government facility. She's got some problems that she's trying to deal with, and this guy from the other species is trying to help her deal with them. She's got a few memory issues, and that will be one of the overarching plot points, which I don't want to go over too much. I'm going to have to try to jump past a few pages here because there is some nudity, so I'll try to turn it. I mean, no real nudity there. We got her see-through dress and stuff, but it just gives you kind of a backstory of the society and a little bit of political goings on. The main story is that you've got 2 races that are come in contact with each other, humans and this race here, kind of a matriarchal race, and they have very different ways of looking at things, and so there are definite clashes, and it looks as if this race is getting ready to attack the humans for their own good, of course, because the humans are just stupid, and they wouldn't be able to do anything without them. But you have, see, I don't want to show too much. But in the end, they do invade the human settlements. It is continued in Physical Contact, which gives a little bit more story into the personal lives of the main characters, or who's supposed to be the main characters of the main plot line. And as I said, I don't want to jump too far in to the storyline because I want people to actually go and read it. It's interesting, and I must say that the best thing about this series is it gives an interesting view on a new idea. right here, they are trying to show that this other species has ways of healing people biometrically with their own bodies, but unfortunately it kind of connects them to that other person, and they don't want to, and so it's rather difficult for them. This book right here, it shows a relationship with these two forming. And let me show you. Even kind of a relationship between the guys, because they have the ability to just talk to each other and without being, dumped on for, being guys, which is kind of interesting. It's not sexual. It's just kind of like brotherly, the way that you would just treat your brother or something, or some not. And then it goes off into plot lines that are going into, I guess, another book. So, what I have got to say about this is it was a good series. I like the series. I like the idea behind it. Okay? I like the idea that there is this other species, which they're basically human as well, but they've been out in space for so long that they have changed. So they're not the typical humans, but they are still, and there's even alluded to that there's another enemy, a non-human derived enemy. Now, I will give the biggest thing I had wrong with this book was this: the waste of space. You have two books here, and I feel as if I got the information that I should have gotten in this one book here. This one book here, I think I should have gotten this information in here, but in the first book, you've got a lot of space taken up with clutter. You've got just entire pages that are visual to try to give you a sense of, oh, she's feeling wonky because of some drugs. Well, you could have done that in up here, and then you would have had space for a lot more story, which you could have fit the second book in. The second criticism is, see, this whole page, just, you don't really know exactly what's going on there, and so it's not really using your space well. The second part is, you're trying to do a lot of world building. You're trying to add a lot of characters in there that we don't know about, and we don't really get to care about because they're on the pages for such a short time. I mean, it takes up a lot of page space, but they're only in the book for a short amount of time. I mean, look at that. Look at that splash page. One text bubble, kind of a fourth of the whole thing is made up of her head, and then the rest is just open. There's not really much there. You don't even know what she's looking at. What is that? I mean, she's looking downward at something. There's something here, these here, and then the rest is just wall, background. You could have used this entire 2 pages to fit in some of this storyline. And so you have the human storylines, and then you shift over to the non-human, or outer space human storylines. I like the design, though. I like their kind of kangaroo look. That's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of Tank Girl. I mean, look at this splash page. I mean, it looks nice and everything, but do you really need 2 whole pages to show that there is somebody rappelling down to get into this place? It's just a massive waste of the space in your book. And you've got... So if you want to build this world, which I like the building of this world. I like the storytelling of building an entire different society. This one's more of a matriarchal society, and you have all the warriors are women and stuff, and you have some intrigue, and you have some dealings behind people's backs and stuff. So it does seem rather interesting. I like that. But when you don't have enough space in the book, then it just kind of goes to waste, because in these 2 books, I didn't really get the amount of story I thought I should get with 2 full books. And that's a good amount of space in a book. I have other comic books that give me a lot more story in this amount of space than Xenospora did. So I guess my conclusions are, I like Xenospora. I like the story. I like the universe, and I would like to get more of the story. Unfortunately, these books, you wasted too much space in the books. You wasted too much page space, where you could have possibly made these smaller and fit a lot more in. You could have given us both of these books in this one first book, and then the second book have explained a lot of follow-up stuff from the first book. But I don't know if this was your first try or what you were going for here, but I did like it. It was a good story. It's unfinished, so it leaves you kind of wanting more. I'm not sure if you're going to make more, because I know you're finding it difficult to sell these off with the whole convention thing screwing you over. But I would like to see more. Just the next time you do one, use your space more properly, so you can get more story in there and less splash page. Less splash page. It just takes up too much space and doesn't leave enough room for more story. Okay? Otherwise, good work. I liked it. Keep up the good works with the men's rights movement. I must say, before I knew about the men's rights movement, I actually came across like MGTOW and stuff. Didn't really know much about it, and then I came across the honey badgers, and I really started learning. So you do open people's eyes. So good work, thank you, and yeah, keep up the good work.